What's up everybody on YouTube? In this video, I wanted to go over key financial habits that you must know before the age of 30. So if you're in your 20s and approaching 30, you have to do these things. Now, before I get into this video, I ask that you do hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Let's get into this video. So look, it takes a lot of time to discipline yourself, to learn money management, to learn the skills necessary to achieve a good financial standing. And in your 20s, you really don't care about that stuff. At the age of 21, you could legally drink, you could go out, you got nightclubs, and your party life is taking into effect. You may have a few relationships that you've built on, and you're really starting to understand the job world as you exit the college life or the high school life, and you're starting to earn some type of income. But as you approach 30, you really have to get serious with a certain amount of financial guidelines, restrictions, as well as habits so that you are well prepared to be successful in your 30s and have a better chance of being a wealthier individual. Handling money and talking about management and all this stuff does not seem sexy in your 20s, but you know what's not sexy in your 30s? Having no money and having that beat up car, no house, living at your mom's house, etc. So financial success is very important to learn in your early 20s and carry it into your 30s. So the first point to discuss is actually sticking to your budget. Most 20-year-olds have played around with the idea of a budget, maybe used an app, learn how to budget their first paycheck, and so forth, but they really do not understand what it takes to be financially independent in your 30s. That means that you may not be able to go on your coffee run every day of the week and spend $5 to $7 on a cup of coffee and a croissant. Budgeting things that potentially take a lot of your money throughout the week are extremely important. So you have to realize how to cut your budgeting costs, and what you're spending money on is considered a potential waste of money. Make that cup of coffee at home or skip a certain thing such as an eyelash appointment, etc. Depends on who you are and what you're capable of, and also where you could cut costs. Is very crucial to understand how to budget properly for the week ahead, the month, and the years ahead as well. All right, here is number 2. You have to learn to get away from living paycheck to paycheck. This one, I get a lot of feedback from people, and a lot of people often ask me, what is going on with my paycheck? I received my first paycheck and I got taxed so much it didn't feel like the same. A lot of people go ahead and spend that paycheck every time. People that live paycheck to paycheck, you could check out my paycheck to paycheck video, are not going to be financially well off in their 30s. Don't spend your paycheck on a brand new vehicle or anything that you may desire monetarily. Think long term. I always recommend you save about 20 to 30% off a paycheck if you can, and invest that into the market or cryptocurrency, etc. Third, without having a plan or a goal, a financial goal, you're not going to be able to achieve anything. So take a piece of paper and write down your financial goals and prepare for those financial goals. If you write them down, they are more likely to become reality. Without having something on paper or without thinking it through, you're not going to achieve any financial independence in your 30s. Point number 4, educate yourself on good debt and bad debt. Now, I made a video on good debt versus bad debt, and debt could be a problem. Good debt is debt basically that you incur on your property, such as a cash out refinance. It's debt usually into things that appreciate in value, whether it's a very exclusive property or a exotic car that will grow in value over the years. A moderate debt is something like a mortgage. It takes away a lot of interest, and if you look at the long-term mortgages, you're paying a lot for the house. So if you don't expect this house to appreciate in value, that's actually not potentially a debt that is considered a good debt, because it's not going to make you money. Bad debt is something like a loan on a car that depreciates value, or a loan on a nice boat that will depreciate in value as well. So that's considered bad debt, and that's debt that I try to stay away from. So in your 30s, attempt to acquire good debt, such as real estate that appreciates above the inflation average, stocks, or some type of investments that will potentially make you more money than anything else. So make sure you understand good debt and bad debt, and make sure you manage how much interest you're paying on any debt that you have. Point number 5, at this point, you should be great with credit cards. If you've seen any of my credit card videos, or anyone else's on YouTube, you need to understand that you could leverage credit cards in the proper way, but you are never to use credit cards to acquire something that you cannot pay for at that given moment or at the end of that month. Credit cards are an excellent way to build your credit, to build momentum into purchases that you will have in the future. It prepares you for the big buy, such as a house where you need a mortgage. So the credit companies and the credit scores are really looking to see how you can manage small term payments versus a big mortgage that you're going to need to acquire one day as you get older. So learn credit cards, learn how to utilize them, and learn how to pay them off accordingly and timely so that you are not in a bad position when a bigger opportunity that requires credit comes up. Point number 6, establish strong emergency fund. Now, I have made videos talking about money and having a good fund for emergencies. Now, emergencies could be you got laid off from your job, moving, lawsuits, health problems, anything that may happen that you did not expect. You need to have some cushion money in your bank account or in your safe, and you need to use that money in case something happens where your current flow of money is not coming in. My advice is always have enough money to pay anything that you acquire, earn, or keep for over a year. Some people like to take it up to 24 months or 2 years. So you would have enough money for 2 years to cover you to do anything freely. So if you're spending $5,000 a month, you need to have at least $60,000 saved up so that you're covered for 1 year, and $120,000 if you are covered for 2 years as an emergency fund. Point number 7 is don't forget retirement. Retirement is one of the things you should be thinking as early as in your 20s, going into your 30s, and throughout your 30s. Take advantage of your company's matching contributions to the 401k. Understand how much you're earning in your savings accounts to surpass the inflation rate. Invest in the stock market. Anything that really gives you back more money with the money that you have. Remember, if you're thinking retirement, that means that you're thinking about every single transaction that you're making on a daily basis. So thinking about retirement long term, you're thinking whether or not you need to spend your money on a particular item at this moment, or should you invest that money into something for the future, which will pay off much better. So when you're buying any type of good, think about it. Is it an investment, or is it something that you could retire with and make money off, or is it something that you're going to throw away money on and you're going to get less money back if you decide to sell it? So think retirement, think long term every time. And finally, point number 8, social media. Don't keep up with the Joneses or your friends. When you are in your 20s, it's very hard to not stand out by buying the latest clothes, the shoes, the sneakers, etc. Who doesn't love a good piece of jewelry or a nice shoe, a nice car? But when you enter your 30s and people start thinking family and they start thinking about housing and neighborhoods to live in, etc., you don't want to be behind the ball. So 20s to 30s, don't compete with social media people and spend a lot more money and buy things just to show off on the social media platforms to get attention. It doesn't matter. It won't work when you're in your 30s, and nobody will eventually care whether or not you have the latest pair of Yeezys. They really would like to see a person with some financial stability that can afford to buy a house, etc. So you're going to attract much better individuals when you're financially set versus small tangible items that you possess that no one really cares about that depreciate. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to hit the like button for me, comment below if you have any other tips or advice for 20 to 30 year olds and beyond. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys here in the next video. Thank you. What's up, guys? I'm Simon Katz. This is my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this particular video. This channel is about investments, business, entrepreneurial advice, lifestyle, and my passions. I try to make this content as entertaining to you as possible and engaging as possible. Some of the things you'll see on my channel will be exotic watches or timepieces that I'll review and give you my feedback on. Investment advice from the stock market to real estate, which is a passion of mine, running a business, starting a business, relationships, and everything in between. I personally started this YouTube channel because I've learned a lot on YouTube myself. And to me, I didn't have someone growing up helping me, guiding me along the way to learn certain things. As a person that owns several businesses, is a member of some of the most elite credit cards in the world, including the JP Morgan Reserve Card, the American Express Centurion Card, also known as the Black Card, and someone that has been successful building several companies into the millions of sales. I am sharing my experiences here on this channel. Follow my channels on Instagram at Simon I Know. Come along for the ride. Please always hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Comment below. If you notice, I've always answered your comments and questions to my best ability and within a reasonable amount of time. I love doing these videos and I love helping people out to achieve their goals. I hope that I am encouraging and I hope that you like what you see. So if you have anything to share with me, all opinions are welcomed. And I thank you for visiting my channel and watching my videos. Thanks again, guys.